Are you a corporate people manager interested to know how your team is faring in their mental wellness? This new year, Ananth Jeevan is giving you an app just for that purpose, where you can securely see your team's aggregated data derived from various internationally recognized tests. The data is visible in a format and style of your choice. You decide which test your team will have access to. See how your team members have scored on each of these tests, so you can build strong minds within your team by focusing on the right things and the right people who need it. As a user, you have your own interface where you can record how you feel. You can see your progress over the past. Rest assured that your data is safe with us. You can choose the assessments you want to take. All you have to do is answer a few relevant questions and post the tests. You can fix an appointment with our counselor or call our emergency helpline. You can also write your feelings in a journal. You can talk to our AI-enabled chatbot in a style of your choice. Apart from this, you can also receive tips to make your day better, along with an inspiring quote. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today from Android Play Store or Apple App Store. To register as an organization, just check out the description. Call us at our helpline. Ananth Jeevan is always here for you. Right. Um, can the panel open their videos, please?
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Start.
Yes, Vibha.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to Mind Talks. Mind Talks is a space where we bring conversations to the surface. Instead of shutting them, we bring them to the surface, conversations about mind health, emotional well-being, which people don't want to discuss, but silently suffer from. Today's episode is entitled, When School Feels Like Too Much. School is supposed to be a place where people are supposed to learn, to grow, and prepare for life. Along with that, for most of us, for most of the students, it is a place of suffering, silent suffering, loneliness, competition, being compared to others, stress, and being bullied. So for them, they are overwhelmed by competition, by expectations, by relationships, and complex emotions. They are overwhelmed by social media and constant pressure. Some feel anxious to even go to school. Some feel hard to concentrate. Some feel like failures no matter how hard they try. So this place, at this time, we want to discuss these things with the hope of helping somebody to see and find solutions to what they're facing. Today, we are privileged to have panelists with us, two teacher counselors and one full-time counselor. Let's start with Mrs. Elizabeth Befana Jacob. She is a teacher cum counselor in a reputed school in Delhi and has been teaching for over nearly 30 years. And then we have Carol Christopher. She is also a teacher come counselor. She has a heart for counseling and reaching out to the kids. And she has been teaching for more than 20 years. We also have Jaya Prakash, and she is a counselor reaching out to couples, students, girls, everyone who needs counseling, and she has a heart for counseling. Thank you, and we are grateful to you that you're here. So, without much ado, we will start asking the questions. And thank you once again for joining. So, I'm sure as counselors, you must have had a very happy and memorable experiences counseling children. But today, let me ask you, what was the most traumatic experience that you have had asking or counseling a child? And I would like to pose this question to Carol Christopher.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me over here on this platform. Yeah, it's my privilege to be here. The answer to this question, yes, sometimes we are successful in some counseling and sometimes we are not so successful in this area. Yeah, some children, how much ever effort you put in, they don't yield that easily for the counseling. This happened to me a couple of years ago. When everything failed, one child was given to my care to counsel and to see what are the areas that he needs to be molded in. Almost a whole year I spent with this child, and I did my best, I should say. Unfortunately, the mother works elsewhere and the child was in father's care. So this father gave the child everything that he could, but he was not able to understand the child well. So when he comes to school, he has some setbacks in his educational system also, in his education life also. So due to those setbacks, he was bullied. And that affected him very hard, hit him very hard. So when we tried to tell him something positive, he always used to look at the negative. Unfortunately, the year went by so soon and the child moved on. And I regret so much that I was not able to do much in his life. The child was not able to even secure a good percentage to pass. So we had to just promote him and then send him to other class. And yeah, it made me feel very sad, but I only pray even today for that child that one day he will realize, and the seeds that I have put in his heart and mind will work, and then the child will turn around. That's my prayer for that child.
Thank you. Thank you, Carol, for that input. The next question is for Elizabeth. What are the most common manifestations of mind health issues that you have seen in children?
Yes, good evening, everyone. This is a question that I think everyone can observe and know what are the various manifestations. Some of the manifestations can be like irritability, then they are frequently crying, or they have excess worry also. They're always worried about and they're nervous all the time. And another thing I also noticed was they always look for attention, especially students in the age group of 15 to 18. They crave for attention. So one such example I have is one particular child around 15 years old. He was always grabbing attention of my attention all the time whenever I go to the class. He was doing something or the other when I'm teaching. Right in the middle of the teaching, he would grab the attention, do something, stand up. If not, at least suddenly stand up. And one day I spoke to him privately, asked him, I generally asked him what he does and what he does after going to school, after going home, and all that. Then I realized he lives only with his mother. And after going home, there is nobody. Mother goes to work, and there's nobody to talk to him. Then he also said he eats food by himself in the afternoon when he goes back. And uh, then I felt, because there's no one to talk to him, and no one, and mother comes around 8 o'clock in the night, and then he goes to tuitions and he comes around that time, and then he sleeps off, and then next day he comes to school. So there's no one that he could vent out or tell what he's feeling in his mind. So then recently, after the school reopened after winter vacation, when he saw me, he said, "Ma'am, I think I'm seeing you after a year." Just a few days back, about 2 weeks back only, I met him. The school closed only for 2 weeks. So, and then he's really wanting to express himself. So this is one of the manifestations. I feel they look for attention. Then there are symptoms like withdrawal symptoms. They are not able to, actually, some children, they are not able to articulate what they have in their mind. They want to say something, even to parents, but they are not able to say. That is another thing that we need to look around. Some children are not at all articulate. Then what also we also see is this academic grades fall down. This is another manifestation of mental health. I mean, then they have fear of examination. Then they have this. I mean, there are quite a few students in our school who have this attacks, panic attacks. Suddenly they feel breathless, and then we have to. There are a couple of times we had to literally carry the child on a stretcher to the first aid room. So this is also another manifestation of that they are not very sound and strong in their mind. Then they can keep complaining about headaches, and there are some children who I sometimes I feel, is it really they have a headache or what? They keep going and they keep applying the balm and coming back to class.
Okay.
So these are certain manifestations, and maybe sometimes they are very aggressive, some or they are withdrawn, and they get engrossed in the mobiles and digital world. And
So, Carol, can you add your wisdom to that? I think you're on mute.
Yes, Raj. Miss Elizabeth has rightly said. The manifestations that I see in my students also almost the same. One is anger. For everything, they become very angry and agitated. They just don't want to be corrected or checked or said anything because they're already into a kind of worry. Their mind is preoccupied with some kind of worry in their maybe from their home or from their personal life. So the second thing is seclusion. They just want to be alone, withdrawn, as Miss Elizabeth said. And in that seclusion, for example, if they're at home or during the holidays, there is nobody to talk and there is nobody to like monitor. They try to spend much time on gadgets than with people. If they face the person, they'll ask you, why are you worried? Why are you like this? So they don't want to answer any question. So they go into seclusion or they act as if they are on the gadgets. Maybe they are playing or they are not, but they try to be seen as they are occupied. And they're finding their solace on these gadgets. And this behavior is leading to addictions. This behavior is leading to addictions. And again, to break that addiction is a big task.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. I will ask another question uh, to Elizabeth. What do you think affects the psychology? Or is it that psychology affects academics, or is, does academics affect psychology, or is it both ways?
I think it is both ways. I
Okay.
think it is definitely both ways. Um, Academics definitely affects psychology because a lot of stress of academics, a lot of stress of performance helps them, puts a lot of pressure on them. And I also feel sometimes, I mean, teaching the senior classes, I feel the learning gaps that were there in the earlier classes uh, are also a cause of stress because here they're not able to catch up because they haven't learned well in the previous classes, the certain concepts. So those learning gaps, if they could be filled, their stress in the senior classes would be less. And then this academics, they start equating their marks with their self-worth, which is not good. They feel that the marks is all what defines them. Then then other ways also, if the psychology, in the sense, if they are not motivated enough, they don't study. So the other way also. And that is one more way. Then there are other factors, like if they are um, they if they're not encouraged to study, they don't have an environment at home, study environment or a conducive environment for learning, then they can't perform in academics. So those factors also have an effect on both sides. The
Okay.
psychology affects academics and affects academics affect psychology.
All right. So, Sister Jaya, how do you um, address this problem? Have you come across anybody who is actually suffering in academics because of the psychology, and how were you able to help him or her out with a counsel?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. First of all, I found that children, as Miss Elizabeth was addressing, that they need attention. So, from that part, we will start that validating what the problem they are facing. First of all, that helps them that someone is recognizing their issue, someone is there to take care of them. So second thing is children are aloof and they're maintaining social distancing from the society, from their own family, shutting their door and spending time alone inside the room with the gadgets instead of conversing openly. So open communication, that atmosphere we have to create and let them speak out without judging them, and we have to learn to listen to their issues, whatever it is. Maybe they are facing some struggles, let them clearly say, and we try to identify, but we will not judge. Third thing is healthy routine patterns. We have to help them to adapt. Actually, it's okay to take breaks during the studies. It's okay to go out. It's okay to attend some functions along with the parents, or spending time, appropriate time with the friends. So when we encourage these habits, they will feel that we are noticed and they will open up. And journaling, whatever they are facing, let them journal in a diary throughout the day, what how they started the day, how they felt, what are the fears, or how they wanted to be come out of those issues. Those things we can encourage them. And at last, we will try to tell them that your academics is important rather than a digital screening time. So they have to set boundaries. They can use, but setting the boundaries in the time which were given. So these are the things I would suggest them.
Thank you. So, how were you able to impress upon the child? I mean, how often is it that they listen and follow what you say?
First of all, I approach them in a friendly manner. I'll adapt their language, their atmosphere, and private conversation they like. Publicly, we should not speak or try to validate anything negatively. But if any small party like thing, if I invite my student, let's come have a evening snacks time like that. So during my children's birthday, I invited them. Otherwise, let's go to the park and spend some time for playing. And I need to be going to that level. Then they will trust and they will listen. That's what I applied in my life. During the classroom also, as I teacher, so I introduce some activities in between the classroom while teaching if children are getting bored and they want to express, unable to express in front of everyone. So some activities where they can write and through the art they can express. Later on, the first question we have to ask every child who are maintaining social distancing is, how are you? How is your day? How
Okay.
are you feeling? That question, every time when we ask, that question reflects the nature of the child, what they are going through. That's what I applied personally in the children's behavior, and they were very much attractive when I included some activities to open up. When they playfully they interacted with the teacher, then automatically they'll come, ma'am, will you do some more activities? We want to do this style of teaching is very good. So slowly we have to attract them through the activity manner, through small talks or inviting for some occasions.
Thank you. So this question again is for Carol. Over the decades of teaching that you have been doing, how has the overall image, overall trait of the children changed? Are they the same that they were about 20 years ago, or
No.
have they changed? Have they drastically changed, or have they changed just a bit?
Yeah.
Your wisdom. Yeah.
Change is good. Change is good. But
Yeah.
then unfortunately, after pandemic, I think, in one way, children have developed a lot in technological knowledge. And sometimes in schools, they teach us, teacher, you do this will come, you do that, you download like this, you apply like this. They
Yeah.
teach us. It's very good, very positive. But unfortunately, children also have um, lost touch in concentrating in class, sitting at least for a few minutes steadily and then focusing in class, and speaking and respecting elders and having their social skills like before. All these changes I have been observing, and the social skills and the life skills especially have taken a backseat. And it's such a sad thing to see children, those who can do much more, those who can perform very well, are also not able to do that because there are a lot of distractions now. Lot of distractions. And uh, in a way, if you see, as a teacher and as a counselor, we are able to prepare the children for examinations, but we are not able to prepare the children for life.
Yeah.
That is a major challenge that we face in today's generation. They take everything easy. For them, everything is okay, and they take everything for granted. So how much ever we try to teach them the values, the preciousness of relationships, the value of family, uh, the value of education. So all these they are not able to comprehend like before.
Okay. So, uh, Jaya, how do you think you can help them with this change, the way they're changing? How do you think you can help them navigate this change and handle this change?
Yeah, as Ms. Carol said that they feel pressurized when we try to correct them. So nowadays, I observed that traditional mannerism is lost. So they adopted new type of communication with everyone, irrespective of the age. So it's okay. Let them express what instead of saying namaste, if they say hi, we will not judge on that. But slowly in their language, we have to communicate it, because globalization played a major role in their lives, and international community, they were attached to it, and they wanted to be, excel in everything, and they wanted to know more, and everything is ready. So it's a very tough thing, but it's not impossible. So slowly we have to gain their trust by communicating constantly, having friendship relationship with the student, not as a teacher and student, but friendly relationship, and creating safer atmosphere. I am with you, you can trust me. That open conversation, and create a good support system. We can guide them to a good friends or good community where they can open up. It's okay to open, it's okay to express whatever struggles they are going through. That platform, as teachers, as counselors, we have the responsibility to create
Right.
that.
Thank you. So once again, Elizabeth, what are the factors? So far, we have just seen, does academics influence psychology or vice versa? But apart from academics, are there any other factors that influence today's children, or is academics the only thing?
No, there are multiple factors actually. There are so many factors. Academics is one of them. That it could be family also, family expectations from the parents, from the relatives, and all that. And another thing I noticed, experienced in the classroom in school, is when the family members have conflicts among themselves, the children are affected very badly. There was one instance when the child told me that he is not able to focus because of the conflicts at home. And then they also told that the one of the parent doesn't like him but likes the other one, so they feel that they are alienated. And so that family matters, family situations and atmosphere also matters. Then there are financial difficulties also affects, gives contributes to the stress. And if there is somebody who is very, very ill for a long time and they are at home, then the child is definitely affected. Recently, just a week ago, the one boy lives with the grandparents and parents live elsewhere. And the grandparent passed away and the child could not write the exam. So these are certain things that he could not write his pre-boards also. So these are also some factors that affect the stress of the child. Then there is peer pressure. Then the pressure to fit into, to be accepted. So that stress is there. They have to be in a certain way, look in a certain way, or talk in a certain way. That is also there. Then in this adolescent age, children they have breakups. So they have makeups and breakups, and then they are into such a distress. They keep crying most of the time, and we have to spend a lot of time telling them it's all right to break up, you can move on, and all that. And lack of that close friendships and that fear of rejection from the friends is one thing that affects them a lot in these adolescent years. And of course, the digital media brings a lot of sleepless nights and what is a lack of focus. So that also contributes to the stress.
Okay. Carol, what do you have to say in this regard?
Yeah, most of the points are very well covered by Miss Elizabeth, actually. What I see, even one more added stress related issue is disputes between parents. This year in my class, I have 4 children whose parents are separated, and some are on the verge of separation. So when these children come in the morning to school, they're in different
World altogether.
they're in a different world altogether. Don't know what kind of dialogues they hear at home and what kind of situation they are exposed at home. And when they come to school, we ask them to focus and write and submit and complete. Sometimes I feel it's so unfair. And out of these 4 children, 3 of them were selected as captains. That day, what I have seen really broke my heart. We invite both the parents to come to grace the occasion because their child has taken as a captain. So parents came separately, sat separately, went back home separately, and this child has to perform. This child has to stand there tall as a leader. I really had tears in my eyes when I saw these children after coming back to class crying. How to console that child? How to make that child feel comfortable? And they don't want to speak all these things in public or in front of other peers because they want to feel secure. That is one big thing that nowadays we are facing as teachers. When we invite them for parent-teacher meet, only one parent comes, and in front of us, they'll be complaining about the other parent, and then sometimes they fight in front of us. It's so sad. The child will be in a very sad and delicate situation. This is causing a lot of stress to nowadays children because don't know what will happen tomorrow. And as Elizabeth said, they are very much worried about their looks, their color, their personality, whether they're accepted, whether they're included. And that is really worrying these children. So all these things cause a lot of stress on them, and also parental pressure on performing in education. So all these things. And sometimes as teachers, we too expect a lot from them. If a child is a really intelligent child, we don't think about what problems they face, but then you're such an intelligent child, you can do well, you can be the topper. So unknowingly, sometimes we create stress to them. So all these things nowadays children are facing, and it's really sad.
Thank you for that wisdom, Carol. So, Jaya, what would you say to the parents at this point?
First of all, stop comparing your child with others. Number one, learn to listen what they want to say. Ask questions whenever they come from the school. How is your day? How are you? How are your studies going on? Are you struggling? These are the primary questions every day they have to ask. Even before going to sleep, they can just motivate them, encourage them. Failure is an event. Failure is not you. You are not failed, but failure is an event. That's part we have to teach them. If they fail or if they are unable to communicate, it's okay, but next time when you remember, you can share, I am there. That support system we have to create, that atmosphere we have to create, so that they will feel safer, that I can come back to my parents to share everything. That part we have to play a role as a parents. And we will not put pressure on them. You can do better, it's okay, you can do better.
Okay, so in the context of what Carol has shared, when they are separating, how do they actually take responsibility for their children? Their personal life has already broken down, but how do they make sure that their child does not pay the price for their incompatibility?
In my case, it happened. I had to call parents personally. I spoke to mother, telling that how the child is missing you, and I spoke to the father how he is missing his mother. They were separated, and the mother is in north and father in south, and they are both are working, unable to give time. And in the classroom, I made him comfortable, saying that it's okay, they are working, they are separated, but they love you, child. So personal conversation with the parents is also important for the teacher to bridge the gap. So the way we talk about child distress and the pain, maybe some point the parents may feel compassionate and they come forward. That hope we have to create in the child as well as in the parents.
Thank you. So, Elspeth, how are you able to help students deal with this stress, this kind of stress and the issues that they were facing? You're on mute.
Yes. What we can do is we can create a safe environment in the class. The little contribution that we can do is create a safe environment. In the sense, the child should feel comfortable expressing themselves in the classroom. We should avoid humiliating them publicly. Why did you do this or that? I mean, our tone and our body language also should be in such a way that the child can come up and ask anything. But then we should draw lines. These days, children ask things that we cannot accept. So we should also be able to draw a line. They should know what to ask, and they also must feel safe to ask all the questions that they have in their mind. And also, another thing I feel is we should keep observing them. We are so busy, caught up in various work, the school work, the clerical work, I must say, doing that, doing this, uploading this, all that. But then we stop observing the children carefully. So when we observe them, then we can look for the signs, whether they are withdrawing or they're becoming aggressive. So then we can take an timely action when we are observant. Then another thing, as Carol said, that we need to be listening, and Jaya also mentioned that we need to listen carefully and talk privately to them. When we talk one-on-one with them, they are more open and they express themselves. And also, as a teacher, when the load of study is more, the load of lessons are more. So this is what recently I did, and I think I'll share it. There are about 9 to 10 chapters, and the student is very, very poor scorer. So I chose a few chapters and told them, study these chapters so that you will at least get that 35% marks. And those children studied those, got through that less with only 35%, not more than that, because they were only one digit scorers. So somehow it convinced them and break up the academic stress also, and also tell them that it's okay not to, everyone goes through nervousness, everyone goes through stress. We need to learn how to cope up. And another thing is the time management. Sometimes we lag behind in time management, but if the children can do some time management, it will be good for them. And another thing is, say that I can do this, I am able to do this. And that sort of a reinforcement on the student that yes, you are able to do this, you can do this, will have a great effect on them.
Thank you. Those who are attending this Zoom call, please have your questions ready. If you want to ask questions, we will give you an opportunity in about 5 to 10 minutes. We will let you know. Please keep your questions ready, and then we will open it to the floor. The next question is for Jaya. What is the one thing that you would tell the teachers? If there's one thing that you want to tell the teachers, what would that be?
Set firm boundaries. How to say no, you have to learn. Don't overcommit for the non-essential tasks in the school. Don't bring those things to home. You are also human being, not a robot. Your children need you. Your family needs you. And you can enjoy little fun with the children and enjoy holidays and occasions. That's what I would say to teacher. Nowadays, they are under pressure.
I hope Carol and Elizabeth would agree to what she says. Okay. All right. So I wanted to share one of my own memorable experiences in my school. There was one lesson. It said, Shishu ne gir gir kar Shishu ne chalna sikha. I think that's a very famous poem. And in that, there was a line where the child is crying, and the question was, शिशु ने क्यों रोया? Why did the child cry? And so the answer is that the child cried because he fell down while walking. But then one of the students wrote, uh, if the शिशु उसका माँ मर गई तो वो रोएगा. And the teacher was very offended. She was very angry. And then she said, how can you say that? And after that, after some time, we saw that that boy was crying. And the reason was that he had lost his mother. So at once, the teacher knew that this boy is suffering. And then she called him and said, from today, I'm your mother. So I don't know what happened, but even now, I can never forget the love, the acceptance that the teacher showed. And I think that made a lot of difference in the life of this child. So yes, they are not our children, they are not the children of the teacher, but the love of a mother actually transcends and it overwhelms the teacher-student relationship in many cases. And that is where the teacher becomes supportive and the teacher outsteps her role into that of a mentor and a mother and a lasting influence on the student. Okay, does anybody have any questions? If you have any questions, just go ahead and raise your hand or unmute yourself and shoot. I see Aaron, Esther, Haritha, and Uday Kumar. Thank you for being here. Yes, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. Even Vijaya Kanaparthi. Okay. In that case, what is uh, the one thing that you would say to students that they should remember for their better mind health? Again, I'll put this question to Jaya. You have said what is the one thing that is important to teachers and that is important to parents. What would you say to the students that they should remember?
Yeah, daily mindfulness. First, recognize who you are and your capacities, and set the boundaries for the screen time. And at the same time, try to build a support system with your colleagues, friends, and family. And open communication, open talk should be there. And if you are facing anything, you can write and you can journal it, and you can share it to trustworthy person. No need to fear, you have to express, then only people will recognize you. That's what. And important thing is, as a student, academics are important. Take intervals and try to build co-curricular activities, to support your to manage your stress, like art, music, or going for walks, cultivating some kind of habits that will help him to cope up with the stress of academics.
Thank you. We have one question from Aaron. Can you give us some practical tips to focus and not get stressed out during exams? I think Aaron represents a majority, and I think most of the students have this. So, who wants to answer that question? I think all three of you will have something to say. So let's start with
answer?
Carol. Yes.
Yes, Aaron, time management is the key. So even today in my class, some children were asking, teacher, how to manage my time? So you need to chalk out a plan for your exam schedule and revise your portions well in advance. Don't pile up your work, and as Miss Jaya said, take breaks periodically and then prepare well and then write down the keywords, and around the keyword you can build your answer. And if it is science, first draw the diagram. Looking at the diagram, you frame your answer. Even if it is social studies, draw. If you are asked to write about longitudes or latitudes, something, draw the diagram first. Looking at the diagram, you can frame 4 or 5 points very easily. So picturize your answer or do it in a mind map,
Correct.
a diagrammatic form. First, you put it in the corner of the answer sheet and then derive your answer. Even if it is 30 sentences, you will be able to do it if you have that picture in your mind.
Okay. Elizabeth?
Yes, time management is one very good thing. And also, we need to, the child, Erin, you need to study in time slots of 30 minutes, half an hour. If we cannot sit for hours together and study, brain cannot take it. It gets saturated. So 30 minutes, then break time of 5 minutes to 10 minutes. So in these 30 minutes, there should not be phone around you, because the buzzing of the phone, the messages will distract us. In those breaks that you have, 5 to 10 minutes, do look into the phone. You can play a game in those 5 minutes, that doesn't matter. But for these 30 minutes, you need to study and only study and focus on that. And also, you should also realize there are things that you can control and things that you cannot control. So you can control your efforts. You cannot control the question paper that is coming to you. You cannot control the silly mistakes that come to you. So your revision, your efforts, your sleep, you should have good sleep before the examination so that the brain is rejuvenated. So you must also realize that there is revision time is in your control. How much are you going to revise is one thing. And last minute cramming doesn't help at all. I give this example to my students all the time. Suppose you haven't eaten for 5 days. We can't eat the 5 days food in one day. The stomach will burst and you will vomit out what you have eaten. So similar thing with the brain. Brain also is an organ like stomach. So brain cannot take too much of knowledge at once in a short span. So you need regular practice, at least from a month before, if not the whole year. Whole year is great, okay, in small amounts. Listen to your lessons very carefully in the school, college. So do that, and you will definitely, and when you are writing your answers, you should know which are important points, what to highlight them, and how much to write. All these things will make the examiner go to those points and then do the work. And when you write a sample answer, show it to your teacher, ask, is this answer, is this the way it has to be written, and then practice that, because familiarity will reduce fear. These are some of the things. There are so many things, like you need to have a deep breathing if you are panicking before the exam, all those things. Yeah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We have another question from Uday Kumar. Could you please suggest language learning, especially for something that is not used by a student for whom it is not the first language, probably? Example, Hindi for a Telugu native. Can I ask Jaya to respond to this?
Yeah, in this case, one technique we can use this inside the classroom, we will make Telugu child to sit with the Hindi child. Try to converse a little. How are you? Kaise hain aap in Hindi, like that. Ela unnaru. Exchange the language. So the same thing, they can come to the parents and they can apply, and the parents' role is very important in this to teach them, and teachers' role also when they address in the Hindi class. for the Telugu child and he's learning a Hindu, only use Hindi language. Don't use Telugu, even though he's facing difficulty to understand. Slowly, short words and the explanation of the lesson must be, maybe it is not a poem, but uh, uh, in a creative way, in a storytelling way, if the teacher simplify the story and explain and ask the child to come back with that same story to narrate, they will practice at home also. So this will help for the both either Hindi or Telugu students. That's what I uh, tried with my children.
Thank you, Jia. Any thoughts, Carol?
Listening to that language really
Right.
helps us. When I speak to my colleagues and some neighbors at times, when they don't know the local language, they listen a lot, and most of them have learned Telugu from their mates because no other way. So intentionally try not to speak in your language, but try to speak in that language. When I was a kid, I was in Arabia. They don't know English, they don't know Hindi, Telugu, and I have no idea in Arabic. But when I go to a market, when I go to a shop, when I have to converse with my age group children, only language is Arabic. So when there's nothing else, this will definitely help. So try to forget all other languages that you know and think that you don't know anything and you know only this language. Try your level best by speaking and then by listening.
Thank you. We have a question from Esther. What are the warning signs of stress in boys at 13 years old? And how can we identify the difference of a normal behavior and a stressed out boy? Who will take this question? Okay. Jaya has two boys, so I think she has already faced that question. So I will throw it open to Jaya.
Yeah. First of all, the behavior is they won't talk much. And sadness will be there on and their faces, and they will not mingle with family functions or birthday parties. They don't want to come out of the room. Those behaviors we have to check. And also sleepless nights and sleeping pattern changes. And also, as Miss Elizabeth addressed, that sudden stomach aches and sudden headaches, they will
Okay.
yeah, those are the signs, because sleepless nights leads to dysentery and stomach ache, and they will feel develop gastric problems. That's what I felt, and many excuses they give to avoid homeworks.
Okay.
And they will just try to take time to watch the TV or to go out to play, but they don't want to focus on the studies. So why this child is losing the concentration? That's what part, a major part played by the parents. We have to observe continuously how what time they are going to bed, what time they are getting up, and what is the routine of the child. I observed a lot, and I personally checked my children why they are, and irritation, blunt replies,
Okay.
bluntly and carefree attitude. कुछ भी नहीं होता. Every serious matter will be there, still they behave like nothing. They won't take it seriously. So these are the behaviors as a parents we have to notice and try to address and talk to them. Actually, for the solution we have to talk, and don't be judgmental, but sit and talk. I also failed in this, Baba, but I am experienced. That's why I'm guiding you. Like that friendly way we have to communicate.
Thank you. Thank you. If anybody else has any question, either unmute yourself or ask, or you can put it here. If not, we are on top of the hour, and thank you for your time, Elizabeth, Jaya, and Carol, and thank you for attending. Haritha, Vijaya, Esther, Aaron, Uday, and thank you for the team for making this happen. And I'm sure this will go a long way in helping the teachers, the students, and the parents. And we know that stress is out there, But we at Ananth Jeevan are striving hard to do what we can. Ananth Jeevan is an organization that is striving to help students deal with their mental stress. So we create awareness, we go to schools and talk to them, and then we educate people to see what are the various manifestations or symptoms of mental stress, so they can know that if they are facing stress, or they can know even if their friends are facing stress, and they will also know how to help. And we are here to help, and we have a website, ananthjeevan.in. You can take a look at that. We have several articles that can help you. Apart from this, we also give counseling when people need it. So there is a number 9063533826 that will be played at the end of this program. Just take a look at that. And in addition to all this, we also have an Ananth Jeevan app that you can download from Google Play Store and Android App Store. And there are several features that you can use it for, to assess your mental state, or to ask for help, to call the helpline, or to ask for an appointment for counseling. And we are doing everything that we can to help you. And please remember, when you need somebody to talk to, Ananth Jeevan team is right here to help you out. Our helpline number again is 9063 533826. 533826. The way you remember that number is remember Jeevan, Jeevan. And when you look up your keyboard on the telephone pad, for J, the number is 5. For E, the number is 3. For V, the number is 8. A, the number is 2. And so when you just type G1, 533826 shows up. So 9063 G1, that's the way you remember. And thank you for your time. And we have had I believe we had a good, fruitful discussion, and it's going to help us all. Thank you so much. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I have one comment. Yeah, thank you for your suggestions. And this is a comment from Haritha. Thank you again, Haritha, for your feedback. God bless. You to begin. As this year starts, take a moment to pause. You don't need to have everything figured out. Confidence doesn't come from knowing all the answers. It comes from trusting yourself one day at a time. Mental stability isn't about feeling anxious, tired, or overwhelmed. It's about learning how to return to calm, how to breathe through uncertainty, and how to choose yourself even on hard days. This year, don't rush your healing. Don't compare your journey. Move forward with clarity and support. At Ananth Jeevan, we believe confidence grows when the mind feels safe, heard, and understood. You don't have to walk into this year alone. Start this year with hope, move with strength, and build a mind that supports the life you deserve. This is your year of inner balance. Welcome to a healthier mind. Welcome to Ananth Jeevan. Thank you once again.
Thank you once again.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
You. Thank you.